academic writing, something like abstracts, introduction, methodology, discussion, and conclusion. Okay. So last week, Professor Zhang already talked about the structure of abstracts. The structure of abstracts, right? Okay. Do you remember what are those? The structure of abstracts. Introduction, yes. What else? Methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. So it's one move, right? Okay. These are called moves. Moves. So introduction, one move. Methodology, one move. Results, one move. And discussion, conclusion, that's another move. Okay. So first, we would like you to get into Google Classroom. So first, I want you to log in to your National Belgium University of Science Technology web email. I want you to log in email. So the email is in Gmail, right? Okay. And then you go to Google, search for Google Classroom. 2 words. Google Classroom. Search Google. And then you're supposed to help each other. You're supposed to help. I don't want microphone. I'm loud enough. Yes, no.
No. The fans here sort of blows away your voice, so that's the reason.
Okay, so you're going to log in your Gmail first, and then you search for Google Classroom. Do you know how to spell? It's like this. Google. Like that. See that? Okay. Okay. When you log in, you have to choose your school email. You cannot choose your own Gmail. You have to choose your own. You have to choose your school email, but not your own email. Understand? So it has to be, the domain name has to be at nkust.edu.tw. Cannot be something else. And you need to log in with your school email. School email instead of other accounts. Right. NKUST. You got it? Yes, good job. Okay, please help others. Okay, thank you. Please help others. Do you need help? You get it? So we just use no G anyway. So delete. Delete. Yes. NKUST. Next. So can I find your account? But then you cannot get into the website. Right. So that's a problem. Okay, good. You're here. So I'm not supposed to speak Chinese and they can, right? You need to use NKUST. No. They are combined already. They are combined. Right, so we want this. Yes, thank you very much. So we want this one. Okay. once you're in, so this is the code. This is the code. So click on plus sign, yes, and then enter this code, and you will get into the classroom. Okay? Use the plus sign. Plus sign here. Plus, yes. Okay, and then here's the code. Okay? Can you do it? Okay. What's your? Oh, so this one, right? So no U at the beginning, and then this should be your ID. Your ID. Good. Okay, so you see academic writing. Good job. Can I help you? Oh, it's okay. Good. Class right now. We should have 7 students in there. Eight. Good morning. Please get your laptop and start with the work that you see. Okay, good. Ready? Okay, how about you refresh the page? F5. You refresh the page. F5. You refresh the page. Okay, do you see a link? It says practice move analysis, right? Okay, now you see a link. You see this one. Okay, now before we do anything, look at me. Thank you very much. Look at me. Okay, so let's try again. In one abstract, usually we have 4 moves, which are introduction, methodology, yes, results, discussion and conclusion, right? Okay, we have 4 moves. Okay, do you remember what are those? Kind of. Okay, we have a small test for you. Small. Okay, so once you click on this one, oops, I should be here. Once you click on this one, on the second page, don't go further, okay? On the second page, copy and paste this link, and then go to a new tab, and then open it. Okay? So based on try to make some guesses. Here are 6 sentences. Okay, here are 6 sentences. Try to guess what's the move of the sentence. Try to guess what's the move of the sentence. Just select which move it is. You can just guess, it's fine. You can guess. Once you're done, you're done. It's fine that you're wrong. It's okay. It's fine that you are wrong. That's not a problem. Okay, are you done? Done? Once you're done, we don't look at it anymore. Okay, let's go back to the page. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay? Okay. We have these 4 moves we just talked about. Okay? We have these 4 moves. Tell me what's in the introduction move? Usually. Present. Present what? When you write a paper, when you do a topic, that's a piece of research, right? Research or study, right? Or research report. So we talk about research. So in the introduction, this is what we talk about. We talk about the background, right? What did people do? What did people do in previous research? We talked about the present study, the study that you do now. Okay? The present study, the aim, the purpose, the problem, Maybe people did something, but they didn't do well. So your study has to make it better, right? Or, okay, what the paper does, good. Okay, now methodology. What's included in the methodology session? Sorry, in the methodology move. What's in methodology move? Do you use equipment? Do you use computers? Do you use certain materials? Yes. Okay. So how you conduct the study, right? How did you conduct the study? So we talked about methods, materials, the experimental settings, right? Okay. Then what about results? What results? What's results? Measurements. What do you mean by measurements? Like you do all the calculation, right?
Yeah.
Plus, minus, that. You do all this, and then it give you numbers, right? Numbers. Right? So I just put numbers, right? That's result. Okay. What about the last one? Discussion and conclusion. What's this one? Compare. Yes. So maybe you compare to previous study. Okay. You look at what people did, and then you look at it. What else? What else do you do? You say, oh, we did a very good job, right? Oh, our results can do something, right? For the whole world, make the world better, right? So this is discussion and conclusion. Okay, now. So it's about implications, applications, limitations, and future work, right? Maybe you can say what we are going to do in the future. Okay, now, next thing, so I want you to do this activity first. By yourself, you do it by yourself, and then you talk to people, okay? Now, let's go back to this page. This page, you have the definitions or some explanations here, and then let's look at abstract 1. You see on this page? Do you have this page on? Okay, we need to look. Okay, let's go back to this page. Let's go back to here. Okay, good. Okay, so abstract 1. So you guys are supposed to copy and paste. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, so let's say you click on this, right? Click this one. I'm here. Look at my mouse. It's here. You copy. Control C. Control C. You copy, and then you put down here, and then you paste. Can you do that? Wait a minute. Let's see. Can you do that? No. Let's try again. Can you do that? Can you do copy and paste? Okay, and then you put your name here. You put your name here. On your page, you put your name here. On your page. So this is my name. My name is Ivy. See that? Okay, so your page, you put your name on there. Okay? Okay, good. Okay, so you only work on your page. Okay? Okay, this is the original one, right? Okay, so you copy and paste. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Okay, yes. Oh, okay. Just a second. People need the code. So here's the code. Here's the code. Okay. Did you copy and paste? abstract one. Figure out one page, which should be yours. Okay, so don't look at other page. Look at only your page. Look at yours. Don't mess up with other people's. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Okay. Now, if you go back to this page, let me show you again. Okay, I did it with colors. So, introduction, it should be red, color, red. Methodology, blue, green. And the results, blue. And then discussion conclusion will be purple. Okay? So then I want you to do this. So I am on my page. Let me find my page. Okay. This is my page because I have the name Ivy. So this is mine. Okay, this is mine. Okay. I look at this, I say, okay, this paper presents a simple Okay, I think it's introduction. I think. Okay? Then I want to make it red. See that? Okay, I want you to try this out. If you forget the colors, here are the colors. I put IMRD on the top here. Okay? So read this abstract and guess what the groups are. And I believe that you saw this last week. This one? Okay, you can start with one. Yes. If you forgot. Okay, so you are adding colors to the sentences. You are adding colors to the sentences. It's from your discipline, it's not my discipline. Do you need this? Ready? 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 Are you done? Done? Not yet? Okay. Okay, if you are, okay, well that's great because people are very struggling with how to do this. Hey, there's no pink. There are only 4 colors. Red. Okay, this one. Oh, purple. Purple, thank you. Thank you for telling me. It's pink. I'm sorry, it's pink. Next time I will choose better colors. I'm sorry. Okay. What if you're done? Take a look of other people's. Take a look. Take a look. Are they the same? Are they the same or different? Are they the same or different? This is pink. Help him, help him. That's not pink.
intro 还是 method？
Ready? Do you reach agreement? Do you reach agreement? Are your answers the same? Do you reach agreement?
Looks like methodology, right? How to make it.
Okay, I want to take a look of Eugene answer. It's on the top. Okay, Eugene says the first one, this is Eugene's answer, okay? Because the name's on there. It's not my answer, it's her answer, okay? The first one, it says, she says that's introduction. Everyone says that's introduction, right? Okay, the second sentence, what do you think? She says it's methodology, do you agree? Yes. Your professor also says it's a methodology, okay? Let's look at the third sentence. Is it still methodology? Yes, no? Yes. Okay. 4. What's this one? You think it's talking about methodology. Okay. 5th, still methodology. What about 6th one? The 6th one, what's this one? Why is it results? Why?
Performance.
Why is it result? Performance, okay. What else? You see some kind of numbers, right? When you see numbers, that's results. And then, okay, number 7, it says discussion conclusion. Why is it? A new option, demonstrate a new option, right? So it provides a new option. So this is discussion conclusion. Okay. This one is a pretty one, pretty, or well-structured, good, well-structured one, because it has 4 moves, okay, and it's in sequence. So 1, introduction, 2, methodology, 3, and 4. It's in sequence, okay? Now, a question I have, though, a question I have. Look at the second sentence and the third sentence. Look at your computer, it's okay. Look at the second sentence and the third sentence. Look at the tense. Do you know what tense is? Like present tense, past tense. Are they the same? Look at the tense of the sentence. The second sentence and the third sentence. Are they the same? What's the tense of the second sentence? Combines, right? So combine is present tense. Okay, what about the third sentence? It says were used. So what's that? Past tense. Okay, so usually, if, and look at the first sentence. What's the tense of the first sentence? Present tense. So actually, the second sentence is trying to tell you, in general, big picture, in general, what's the study about. So 2, from my opinion, is actually introduction. But from your professor's opinion, it's methodology. So it's possible that in one sentence, there are 2 moves. It's possible, okay? But the third, you know that it's methodology for sure, because that's about materials or equipment. Okay, now keep this in mind. I want you to go to find abstract 2. Okay? How? Okay. Abstract 2 is not typical. It's not introduction, like that. Beautiful abstract. No, it's not. Okay? So, your turn. Let's do this again. Copy and paste. Put down your name, and then try to do mood analysis again. Okay? Copy and paste this one. And put down your name. Continue. If you're not sure, I think we have access to the paper. So if you're not sure, you can look at the paper and find information. I put down reference here on the side, so you can take a look. I told you this one is tricky. Tricky means it's not standard, it's not typical, it's tricky. So it doesn't follow it. you think that's how it works. Okay? That's fun. If you need to discuss, you can discuss with your friend. That's okay. You can talk to your friends and get the answers. That's fine. What's this color, seriously? You are developing weird colors now. Again, if you don't know the answer, you should go to the reference. You should look at the paper and see what it is. The yellow one. Right, the second one is actually the second paper. Second or first paper that you saw. That's fine. It's actually this one. This is, do they need a break? Yes. Okay, let's take a break for 10 minutes and then we'll come back with this one. Okay, let's take a break. Thank you. Okay, let's look at abstract 2 together. Okay, first sentence, it says, this paper present something, right? When you see this paper and the verb present, you know it's, what's this one? First one. What's the move for the first one? Introduction, right? Because it said it's going to introduce the study, okay? The second one, okay, this is a very long sentence, but look at this E, right? Look at how he colored it. For the first part, with the proper coupling coefficient of the feedback transformer. And then the second part, the something product can be improved. What do you think about this one? Just talk about your answer. So, wait a minute. Yi, why do you think this one? What do you see? What do you see? Why do you think the first part is methodology? Transformer is what? Use the transformer. So something that you use, something that the authors use. Okay. So what about the second part? You think it's results. Why do you think it's results? There's no number. I am challenging you. I'm not saying no number is not result, but I'm asking, why do you think it's results? What do you see? What the sentences, what the words that you see, you think it is telling you this is results? Or other people? What do you think about the second sentence? Answer. Any words? No. You just feel that it's a result. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's try another person. Oh, Yo An同学. Okay. Tell us. Okay. He thinks that the second part of the first sentence is methodology. Why do you think so? What do you see? What kind of? Well, right. Okay, let's go back to the first one. Why do you think the second part is methodology?
Using a feedback tree.
So you see the word use, right? Use. Okay. What about the second one? Why do you think? Okay, wait. So this is D. This is discussion. Your second one is discussion. What's supposed to be the color? With a proper component. What's that part?
Discussion.
That's a discussion. Okay. And then what's this one? Why do you think that one is discussion?
Third sentence.
Sorry, second sentence. The second one. And the first part. Why do you think is discussion?
You say with the proper covering and he used the improve.
Okay, so question. Is this sentence talking about the research now or research in the past and future? This sentence, second sentence, right? Is it talking about the research now or is it talking about the studies, like previous studies or future studies? What do you think? If you look at sentence 2, this research, right? This research. So with is like using something. So the first part should be green. It's methodology. Okay. The second part is it's a little tricky. But usually when you see the word can be improved, it's actually discussion. Because you get the result and then you say, oh, this can be done. Okay? Okay, this name is too difficult. How to say this name? 沈同学.
少姐.
One more time?
少姐.
少姐. Okay, 少姐. So we are looking at this one, the third sentence, and you said it's a result. Why do you think so? What do you see? Achieves, right. So you did something, right? In your research, you do something with equipment, materials, and then you get the results. And then you see a lot of numbers, right? Okay, what about this one? The DA, What about this part? What do you think? Just before the word end. So this part, is it results? Maybe methodology. What do you think? The first part of the third sentence. What do you think? It's results. So if this is results, it means they didn't use this and they find this after the study. Yes, no? No. They use this, right? They use this one. And then here is the result. So if they use this, then what's this? Methodology. Okay, the last one is what happened? Oh, sorry. Okay. The last one, this one is very tricky. Because this sentence is too short. And you don't see specific verbs or any kind of words that tell you what's this. So I said you should go back to your paper, right? Okay, let's look at the paper together. Okay, when I look at this paper, because when I look at that sentence, I look at this one. I look at this sentence. I was like, okay, how do I assign a move? I don't know which move. So I go back to the paper, and then I search the word. Actually, I search the word size. Size. And I found in figure 4, there's a size. The chip size is 0.72 mm squared. Okay, where do they talk about figure 4? Where do they talk about? So what's the section? What's the name of? Okay, what's the section? So if we are here, what's circuit? circuit design. What's that? Introduction, method, result. It's methodology, right? So actually, the last sentence is methodology. And that's so weird. Because they don't talk about methodology earlier. They talk about it in the end. And then some of you said, but we see it in figure 4, sorry, in table 1, it's here. And you say, oh, it's after conclusion. What's the problem? If you look at this table, if you really look at this table, it says these are the previous work, right? People previous, they did this. But for this work, this is how we did it. This is how we did it. So it's not result. It's not result. This is our equivalent. This is our equivalent. Okay, so this one is methodology sentence, but it's not a good one. Okay. So here I want to show you that from abstract 1 and abstract 2. Okay, let me show you my annotation. Go ahead.
Why the table 1 is
No, it's not why the table 1 is methodology. Okay. One more time. Where is it? This table is summarize the current work, the present study, and also previous study, how people use different pads or chip size to do this experiment, right? So when I say this, you already agree, it's methodology. Okay, so it's not because the location of this table, it's not because it's after conclusion, so it's conclusion, no. Because they use this, right? And then you saw the figure 4. It shows the picture of the chip. Okay, now, so when you compare abstract 1, okay, this is my abstract 1, and this is my abstract 2. And this is supposed to be green. Okay, what do you see? Or I should say, what's the difference? Do they always follow IMRD? No, not necessarily, right? They can be I, D, and that's fine. Okay, in your field, that's totally fine. That's what I found. Okay, let's look at abstract 2 again. Okay, here you see that it's possible there are 2 moves in one sentence. It's possible, right? So you have the first part and the second part. And then sometimes it's just so difficult to figure out that you need to go back to your paper. Okay, what does this mean to you? What does this mean to you? When you write your paper, you need to make sure what you say here, readers, people who read your paper can find information in the paper. Okay? The other thing, second thing. In abstract, the structure is IMRD, right? In your paper, the structure is abstract, introduction, or maybe literature review, and then methods, results, discussion, conclusion. So they are the same. They are almost the same. What does that mean? So basically, you find the most important sentence in one section. Let's say in the introduction section. Let's visualize this. It's a little small, but you need to look at this, okay? So this is your paper, right? This is your paper. And then you have introduction, you have methods, you have results, and then you have discussion. This is your paper. But in abstract, you have I, M, R, D, right? So basically, whatever you say here, the most important sentence goes here. Okay? And then methods, here. Results, here. Discussion, here. Okay? Okay. But for example, if you ask me how many sentences we should write, I don't know. You need to ask your professor about that. Okay? But remember, this is the most beautiful, most well-organized structure. Because we don't like this one, right? This one is weak, right? Strange. We would like the previous one better. Why is this better? Because you understand the logic. You understand the logic. Okay. Now we still have 2 more examples in the end. So let's try 2 more. So if you go back here, where is it? This one. So we have 3. I have a 3 and a 4. Okay? So let's finish these 2 at the same time. Go ahead. for me because I'm genius. No, of course not. I don't study electric engineering. I don't study. But how do I know? How do I understand this keyword? What kind of keyword? Microwave, 3D printing, structure, or like you say keyword like birds, right? Word use. Okay, methodology. That's how I read it. So, is it true that you need to understand all the words? Your professor will be mad if you don't understand everything.
It's fine.
It's fine right now. Okay, but for me, if you want to
15
understand the structure, then you don't really need to understand everything. You need to understand the keywords. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you how to find keywords. Okay. So I will give you the answers for this later. I believe that you're good enough. Okay. So now, next step. Okay. So in order to understand the language use, I prepared this data for you. I prepared already. I put all the introduction sentence into one document, one text file. Methodology, results, and discussion. Okay. So if you go back to this Google Classroom, if you go back, here are 4 TXT files that you can download. If you go back here, you can download these 4 TXT files, and I'm going to give you. Okay, download these 4 first. How about you guys? Download these 4 first. Okay. Once you download those 4, you'll see 2 more. One is NCAP, this one, .exe, and then also abstracts, .17. Download them on your computer. Download, you don't read them. You don't need to read them. Okay, go back to academic. Download. So right click, right click, and then download. Yes, you can download. Yes. Can you do 7-zip? Can you do 7-zip? Yes. Download. Right click and then download. unzip your file, okay? Unzip your file. Unzip the abstract file, so it looks like this. When you open it, it looks like this. You need to unzip your file. Got it? Okay, now open end count. End count is like an ant. Okay, ready? I'm going to start. So, on the left, so here are some abstracts, 120 abstracts that I collected from engineering college. So it's not just for you guys, but for overall engineering college. So let's look at how language is used in abstracts. So first you can do file, and then you can load it. Load, let's say open directory, and then see where you put it. So I put it here, so I'm going to find it. And then I load it here, on the left. Okay? Good. Help other people. Help other people. Can you load it? Wait for it. Okay, we did it. Okay. Let's say, what are the keywords that you saw? What are the keywords that you saw in the abstract? Anything. You can look at this. What are some keywords? Present. Good. Okay, so let's search for present. This is okay. Let me show you how to search. Look at here. Here's the search box. Okay, search box. So you say present. Sorry, it has to be this way. And then you click on search. It gives you all the sentences that relate to present. Okay, but then you see some colors here, right? For example, if I want to know the words here, then I can choose quick sort. Look at the bottom here. So 1R, 2R, 3R means right. So the word on the right. So 1, 2, 3 words on the right. But I want to look at the word here as well. So then I can change it. I change it to 1L, 1 left. Okay, and then I want 1R, and then 2R. Okay, now look at the colors. Okay. Then you see the word, the present study, or we present. So it's possible that it's a verb or it's a noun, right? So when you, a verb or adjective. So this is helpful when you say, I want to use certain words, but I don't know how to use it. Then you come here, you search, and then you look at the examples. These are examples. Okay? Where are these examples from? From here. Okay. Now, second thing, what about if I add an S, would that make a difference? And then I search again. Oh, this paper presents, and it's less. Okay, how about you try other words and you try to search by yourself? Choose a word that you think is a keyword from the abstract, and then you search for it.
Excuse me. So those reference come from your
From
article?
other, right? From no, not my article. My collection of engineering articles.
Oh, Okay, so those are some
Published papers.
reliable.
Yes, yes.
papers.
So for your lab, actually, you can create this database for all the students that you are supervised by you.
But
They can share.
but for us, our articles are not reliable and not good enough. So
That's fine. That's your convention.
Uh-huh.
That's how your field writes.
okay.
So that's fine. They just need to know how to write it. But they cannot search things like in general English, or it's not professional enough just to look at dictionary, because they don't really show this kind of results. Okay. So one way to do is like this. Now I'm going to show you other functions. Okay. Sometimes you say, okay, I only know one word. That's not enough. I need like a phrase, like a longer, like 3-4 words to help me to write. Okay. This is how you can. What you can do. You can come to, this is called clusters or engrams. Okay, clusters is like chunks of maybe 3 words or 4 words. Engram, that's the same thing. Okay, and then you look at here, cluster size on the right. It says cluster size. Maybe I want at least 3 words. Okay, then I put 3. I say at least it should appear 2 times. Okay, minimum frequency. Okay, minimum range. Range means how many texts it should appear. This is 1 text. This is 1. This is 2 texts. So how many texts it should appear? Right now we just put 1. That's okay. And then here, choose engram. Okay, so what you expect to see is chunks of language. Chunks. Not just 1 word, 3 words. We are looking for 3 words. You click on start. Okay, so this is garbage, doesn't matter. What do you see? The presence of in this study. What else? The effect of in order to. And in the presence related to this. So this gives you a little bit more help. Right? If you're looking for something that, for example, you only say present. What can I do with present? Of course, you can look at what we did, right? You can just search, but then this one will help you to give you a little bit more of the language that you can use. Okay, now, so this is how to use this one. Do you want to try it out? How about you try to do this one? Make sure that you know how to get engrams. Right, click on engram. Yes, you have to click. So this word doesn't work anymore. This one doesn't work anymore. Just click on engram. Okay. When you say, Ivy, this is too much. How do we use this? Right? Too many, right? Too much, too many. Too much, no, too many. Okay. Okay, let me give you the third one, word list. Sometimes you say, hey, I want to improve my vocabulary for this field. I want to improve my vocabulary for this field. What can I do? Okay, here's word list. Let's put nothing here. And then you search. It gives you the frequency and also all the words that occur in this corpus. So these are words that you should know if you are going to read. So this is a corpus for other journal articles. Let's say in your lab, you can have one database from your field, and then you can look at the word list, and these are the words that you should know. Okay? Okay. But right now you say this is too many words that we need to look at. So one thing we could do, okay, I'm going to close all files. I'm going to load the 4 files that I gave you. These 4. Okay? Sorry. Open files. I want to load these So I'm loading these 4 files. Let's do this again. If we do present or present, no, not this one. We go back to concordance. There's no hit. When we do this, what happened? You see 2 examples, right? And they only show up in introduction. What does that tell you? One more time. This keyword, now I use a different approach. I load different files, right? Here, I only have 4. These are these 4, right? Remember, I said I'm going to prepare this data. Okay, so introduction sentence, 1 file. And the sentences were these ones that you did. Okay? So I put all introduction sentence into 1 file. Okay? And then I load them, I put them here. I search the word present and it shows this. What does this mean? It only happened here. So usually this word is related to this move. Okay? Let's try another one. Okay, we don't have enough data, but that's okay. When I search the word used, it happens in methodology. So when you have more data, when you have more sentences, you add them in this and you can see how they are used. Okay? 51. Okay, I have questions for you. Okay, can you load these 4 files first? Let's load these 4 files first. So you are going to close it. Okay, let's do this again. You close it, close all files, and then you open files and put these 4 in here. Okay, now your turn. Are you done? Are you done? You have 4 files ready? That's the version that you can use. Okay, I will download 4 files. Okay, now I want you to look at the sentences directly. Okay, if you click, let's click on methodology. Click on methodology and click on, where is it? File view. Click on file view and click on methodology. And then you'll get this. Click on file view, the 3rd one, and then click on methodology. Okay, and then you get this. So this is a collection of methodology rule sentences. Okay, I have a question for you. I want to know, what are the tenses for all these sentences? What are the tenses? You can look at yours, you don't need to look at here. You can look at yours, that's fine. It's too high, difficult to see. Okay. What are the tenses? I actually have 3 questions here. What are the tenses? Well, how about the active and passive voices and any words that's really frequently used? tense, past tense, future tense. What do you see? You see most of it past tense, right? And then two of them, well, present tense. Okay, active or passive? Passive. Were. So here it says were used, and then here's was, and then here were, and three verbs here. And then this one, interestingly, it says is realized, but still passive voice. Okay, let's look at introduction. What about introduction? What about introduction? What's the tense? Active or passive? Anything obvious? Okay. Present tense, past tense, future tense. Present tense. Everything's present tense. Okay. Active, passive. Mostly active, right? The last one is proposed, so that's passive. Okay. What about results? What about results? What about result? What do you see? Past, present? Present. Do you see past? I don't think so. Usually it's present. Okay. And then active, passive? Mostly active. Okay, last one. What about discussion? What about discussion? Okay. Most of the time you do see present, but you see a very interesting word. Can, right? This is modal verb. Modal verb. That's okay. But you know this one. Active or passive? Active or passive? Demonstrate, can be improved, can match, and indicate. Almost. Yeah, usually it's active. Sometimes they're passive. Okay. This is how language is used in abstract. Okay? With different moves, you have different way to write it. Okay, so don't think that it's just one paragraph, but a paragraph with different moves. Okay, and then for each move, they sometimes they do have different kind of tense, voices, and actually, if you really want to add, there are different verbs as well, right? That you saw already. Okay. Almost time. Last thing. Last thing. Okay, now. Let's go back to this page. And then click on this link. And then do again sentences. In the yes, okay. Click again. Again, 6 sentences. Choose what's the correct answer for that. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Just read the sentence and decide based on the knowledge that you learned. Okay? Do you get a better grade? Yes, no. Yes, thank you very much. That's what I want.